Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are connecting to us from. It's a pleasure having you here. Yes, indeed, it's a pleasure having you here. As you are here, obviously, we are here for a purpose. We're here to talk about the business of trading the financial market, and of course, how to make pips, how to make money from the market at the end of the day. So this is day 3. We started this on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, yesterday, and then today, Thursday. So we have been doing this 3 days live trading, right? Where we have been looking at the market and of course, how to take advantage, how to benefit from the market. And that's why from what we have right in front of us, right? First thing we need to first of all acknowledge Trading Live for giving us this wonderful platform for meeting everybody from different parts of the world, and then also to share the information, to share this timely information on how to trade the market the proper way. Notice I'm saying the markets, right? Because we have different kind of markets. We have the Forex markets, we have the cryptocurrency market, we have the equities market, commodities, indices, and a whole lot more, right? So depending on what you are trading, right? Trust me, this is a platform for you. And of course, my name is Tolu, Tolu, and I represent CSA Forex, which stands for Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. And you can find me at www.csaforex. So for those that are just joining us, you're welcome. It's a pleasure having you here. Kindly introduce yourself. Let us know where you are connecting to us from, right? And of course, if you have any question, feel free to ask, especially as we proceed with the information that we have for you. And don't forget, what we're talking about is live trading. We're going straight into the market. I'm going to be looking at what has been happening in the market and of course, how to benefit from it, right? Now, before we proceed, kindly note the disclaimer. Kindly note that this training, this information, this communication that we are presenting to you today, that please, it should not be considered, right, or containing an investment advice. This should not be used as a form of signal, right? It should not be used as a form of investment recommendation or a solicitation for the purpose of buying or selling any financial instrument, right? But rather, this is for educational purposes only, strictly for educational purposes, right? And with that said, this business also carries a high level of risk as it's a leverage business. So always ensure to protect your account accordingly by minimizing your losses, and then obviously on the flip side, maximizing your profits. And you need to be good to go with your risk management, also known as money management calculation, in order to get the proper volume, the proper lot size for your account balance, right? So with that out of the way, let's dive into the charts. I'm going to give you the information needed immediately. Now, this is the first one I want us to talk about. This is Euro USD. And if you remember from yesterday and also from Tuesday, I have been in this trade for a little while. I'm going to explain how to manage this kind of trade. I want to also explain why the market has been doing what it is doing as well. Because trust me, this chart that we can see in front of us, this is the information for this week. This is what we have been having this week. And you can see I have boxed out this information here for the week, showing that the week has been going sideways. I repeat, this week has been nothing but sideways action for the Euro USD. And you know, we normally pay attention to the dollar index. When we pay attention to the dollar index, you notice that the dollar index as well, the DXY, which happens to be a major driving factor for other major currency pairs, has been sideways, right? And then also, we always say the first thing we always need to do, because I can see somebody asking any news for today, which is a brilliant question. As I saw it, I smiled, and then I said, yes, of course, there is news for today. There is always news. And as there's always news, we're going to cross over, right, to the calendar. Yes, indeed. We're going to cross over to the calendar. And it is the calendar now that we're going to find out the news that we have, and of course, how to interpret the news, and of course, why the news is making the charts to behave the way it is behaving. Don't forget, we're looking at the Euro USD, and if you notice that Euro USD, it was almost hitting my stop loss. I repeat, it was almost hitting my stop loss, right? So for those that are just joining us, you're welcome. Kindly let us know where you're connecting to us from. We have Violet Caroline, you're welcome. We have Lauren David, supply and demand trading strategy. Nice topic, thank you. And of course, you can always combine this with any other thing that you are using. Some of us are new to the business, while some of us are struggling. If you are struggling, you could also let us know the issues that you have been having, right? We're going to have a session very soon where we're just going to be dealing with the issues that traders have been having up till now, right? So good. Looking at the news calendar, and we always use Forex Factory. Forex Factory has been there for years, and I mean years. It has stood the test of time. And I like Forex Factory because it is easy to interpret, it is straightforward to understand, and all. So you can see today is Thursday, April 20th, right? And on Thursday, the news that we've had so far so good at 3 a.m. based on UK time. This here is based on the UK time. You can see it's reading 1349, and that was opened, or rather refreshed, about roughly, I would say, about 17 minutes ago. You can always refresh the page. Let me refresh the page quickly. And as I refreshed it, now you can see it's reading 1406, which happens to be UK time. So depending on where you are connecting to us from, you can always adjust this to your own time zone as well, right? As I always say, I am presently in PST, that's Pacific time, and that is British Columbia in Canada. So depending on where you are, whether you are in Africa or you're in the UK, you're in America, Asia, in Canada, no matter where you are, make sure you ensure that this timing here is to your own time zone, so you can get the news according to where you are. And then we had not too long ago, about 37 minutes ago, we had the news that came out for USD, and this is high impact. We already set all the impact as high, which is red, and then the news was unemployment claims, and you can see the outcome over here, which is red, which is negative, telling us that we are supposed to be selling the dollar, right? So we're supposed to be selling the USD. So as we are selling the USD, what does that mean for Euro USD? Right, I'll just use EU. E for Euro, U for USD. What does that mean for Euro USD? Can anybody help us out? We got information about 38 minutes ago telling us that we are supposed to be selling the dollar, selling this dollar. So for this Euro USD, what are we going to be clicking on? Are we going to be clicking on the buy or clicking on the sell at this point in time? And this is based on the fundamentals. If you remember, based on fundamentals, you don't place trades only on fundamentals, but you combine it with the technicals. And that's why I would always say that it is wrong for traders to wait for the news to come out and then they see what you have here and you just go to the chart and then click on what they have according to the news. No, it is a combination of the fundamentals and technicals. And if you ask me, you have more of the technicals involved because you cannot place a trade using fundamentals alone, right? And when it comes to using the technical analysis is something that no matter what happens based on the fundamentals, no matter what happens based on news, whether it is based on scheduled news as we have in front of us, which is based on breaking news, the likes of earthquake, tsunami, the death of a prominent figure, or whatever the case might be, you would always see the reaction on your chart. And of course, your chart is technical analysis. So this is what we have here. That means that for EU at that 1:30 p.m., which is about 40 minutes ago now, we're supposed to be buying Euro USD. So we're supposed to be buying Euro USD. Now we have gotten information that we need. The next one is by 4:30 p.m. UK time for CAD, and that is the Bank of Canada. Governor McClain will be giving a speech, right? So that one also should carry high impact. So be careful with the CAD pairs. Be careful with the CAD pairs. Now, because we're supposed to be buying Euro USD, we're going to cross over to the charts now, and I'm going to show you something based on this Euro USD. So this is the Euro USD in front of us, and it was telling us to buy, and that's why we had this big candle. Can you see this big, massive candle? This was based on the news, which was telling us to buy. Where are we supposed to buy based on supply and demand? I repeat, where are we supposed to buy based on supply and demand? We're supposed to buy at the area of demand, and this is the area of demand over here. And if you look over here, the area of demand, but then this did not get to the area of demand. It was close to it, but it did not get there. And for me, based on my bias, for a while now, I have been selling this Euro USD. I can see what has been happening. It's close to hitting a stop loss over here. So I'm going to explain how to manage this scenario over here, right? Because it's all about your management at the end of the day. How you manage your trades will determine whether you're going to go far in the business. You can see the buy Euro USD that we got from the fundamentals. It did not quite get to the area of demand. This is the area of demand. Here is demand and here is supply. It didn't quite get there, right? So as it pushed higher based on that news, now it's back to the area, as you can see, where we're selling, and it almost hit our stop loss. What you could have done, or what you can still do if you're in this trade, I can see we put our stop loss just above these guys here, just above these guys here. As you can see, normally you'd have put it over here, but it's way too far. So it was a much bigger stop loss. So we put it just above these candles high here to protect our position, right? I'm not saying that we couldn't have gotten stopped out. We could have gotten stopped out, but so far we're still in. So as you're still in, there are different trade management techniques that you can administer. There are different trade management techniques that you can put into this your trading. Assuming you saw some profit over here, you could have closed part of your position. That is partial close. That is even the major trade management technique that you can administer to this kind of scenario. You close part of your position. Even now, you can close part of your position because you're not too sure what's going on, because the market has been moving sideways this week. I repeat, the market has been moving sideways this week. We were expecting to have a breakout to the downside. You can see I put my final take profit here. It's going to have a breakout to the downside of this demand here, and then we more or less have a pullback, and it should act as a form of resistance supply and drop further down. But that has not been the case. And likewise, it has not pushed higher as well. It is still within these two areas of supply and demand. Okay, I can see some comments coming in. Let me quickly read the comments so that I don't go too far. And of course, if you have any question, I could always look into your questions so that in timely manner explain to you all. Okay, good. So I see Calvin Lucia. Please also let us know where you're connecting to us from. It'd be good for us to know where you are connecting to us from. And that is what Trading Live has done for us. It has brought us from different parts of the world together. I'm talking to you now live from British Columbia, right? And of course, that is British Columbia in Canada. And my time is 6:13 a.m. Yes, I'm in the Pacific time. So So I'm about 3 hours behind those in the Eastern time, right? Okay, so I can see Calvin Lucia said that is very correct. Trading is both technical and fundamentals. Yes, exactly. And then Conrad Susan said, I have to agree on that, sir. Okay. And then Jerry Oscar said, yes, I agree. Myron Bradley said that is right. And please, guys, if I don't pronounce your name properly, apologies in advance. Ed Hart said it can be applied to both short-term and long-term trading, right? Yes, it did. Yes, it can. This supply and demand, the concept of what we're talking about, can be applied to any type of trading. When you say short-term or long-term, it simply means you can use it as a scalper, intraday, swing trading, or position trading. Any of your choice. You can apply it anyhow you want to trade. Isidore Jerome said, so is it more demand than supply? Okay, if you're talking about the chart that we have in front of us, for me, I'll say it is equal. It is equal, so far so good, because it is moving sideways. Equilibrium, sideways markets, ranging market, it shows that demand and supply are more or less equal. And that's why you have this constant battle over here for this week, right? We still have news coming out tomorrow, and I believe that should be the PMI, the Purchasing Manufacturing Index. We have the Flash PMI, Flash Services PMI tomorrow. I think that should be about 2:45 p.m. UK time, if I'm not mistaken. So anything can still happen prior to today and tomorrow. But so far, so good. For this week, USD has been ranging. So if you have not gotten any good trade based on the dollar, when I say based on the dollar, based on the major currency pairs, the Euro USD, Pound USD, AD USD, you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing this currency against USD, this major currency against USD, and so on. Okay, so the market has been ranging so far, so good. April Bower said, okay, got it, sir. Baldwin Louis said the range this week, exactly, you can see what I'm talking about. Said the range this week has been pretty annoying. I hope we see good trend soon. Exactly. And one thing you need to also note, it is not all the time that the market will be trending. The market tends to move into range periods. As a matter of fact, we tend to move into more of range than trending. You even have range periods inside a trending period. I can tell you for a fact that even on the higher time frames, when you look at it from the daily time frame as an example, that this Euro USD, so far so good, you notice that the market is appreciating, meaning that it is beginning to move into a period of uptrend, but it's still ranging. It is not very clear, and that's why Q1 ended like down up on the monthly time frame. But then Q2, which is still very fresh, we're just rounding up April, because April today is the 20th of April. We're just rounding up April, and we'll see how the remaining of Q2 is going to go. We need the price, we need trend to resume, right, for the majors, especially based on the dollar. You can see what we still have in front of us. You can see that this area is still doing its thing. That area where we're talking about is still protected, but it's still ranging, still moving sideways. And of course, the best thing for us to do is what? Is to wait for the market to play out. If it knocks out our stop loss, so be it. And if it leaves us in, then so be it as well. Whatever the outcome is going to be, we're going to leave the market, let it do its thing. And of course, we are reacting to price action. That's why when you hear price action, we as traders, we are meant to react, right? Do not try to preempt moves. Okay. Somebody is saying, Jerry Oscar saying, can you explain next time Bollinger? Okay. I don't have Bollinger on my timetable. And of course, Bollinger is just an indicator, a trend indicator. And honestly, I'm not big on indicators. I don't use indicators as such. I like the raw price action coupled with the likes of support, resistance, supply, demand. And that's why anything and everything we're going to be talking about is going to be around that area, right? Indicators is not my forte, it's not my go-to as such. I understand them because when I started trading, I used a whole lot of things. When it comes to tools, rather, the tools I rather use could be like the diagonal tool for the trend line. I could use that one to pick up some chart patterns. So we could talk about chart pattern trading very soon. Or we could use the Fibonacci retracement tool, because Fibonacci retracement tool is also a good one that could also help us with respect to the directional bias and a pullback to that directional bias as well, right? So guys, don't forget, let us know where you are connecting to us from. I repeat, let us know where you are connecting to us from. And I can see Mariko Hudson said, oh, PST. Yes, I'm in PST. If you are around me, let me know. If you happen to be in my city, I haven't mentioned my city, I just mentioned the province, which is what? Which is BC, British Columbia. So if you happen to be in my city and we match it together, we could always meet up for coffee and just talk about the business of trading. Okay, great. So this is the Euro USD. Let's look at some other instruments. Guys, if you have any instruments that you are paying attention to, that you want to trade, or that have been giving you headache this week, you can also mention it and we'll look at it together. I repeat, we'll look at it together. If you remember, our best trade this week was the Bitcoin, where we entered much higher. We entered over here when the price came back to this area of supply over here. When the price came back to this area of supply, we got our entry here and we're out over here. All right, so if you guys remember, this is what I took, and that's why I would always say follow us on a daily basis, on a regular basis when we're having our sessions, so that you don't miss out on anything much. So here we had our supply area here. Price came back here and bounced twice, and then went back to the area of demand here. And this, we closed it, I believe this was yesterday. Yes, but we talked about this on Tuesday. We actually placed this trade on Tuesday. I don't know whether anybody placed the trade with us, right? So we got this trade on Tuesday while in this session. That's when it appeared, and I took it. And then we said, if you remember yesterday, we said this would have been the ultimate place for it to get to, but I'm not sure that it's going to get there. I can see it eventually got there. Now let me clean up this chart, because I have since adjusted my levels based on how price is moving. Remember, based on how price is moving, that is based on price direction, based on price trend, which is based on price action. So based on price action, we have been able to pick here as our demand. As we just said, you can see price bounced up this place. And this big candle, as you can see, this candle here with this long wick was based on the news that came out not too long ago for the USD, right? And then you see we have this area of supply here. We have this area of supply here. We can see price could probably go back to this point here, give us a nice trigger, and then drop back to this area of demand. Or we could go back to this area of supply here and go back down to this area of demand. Right? So what you're trying to do using the supply demand, or whatever tool or whatever style of trading you're using, always try to track price. Look at where the price is based on the above and then below of price, and it will help you to know where price is coming from and then where price is going to. I repeat, where price is coming from and where price is going to is very, very important at the end of the day. Okay, let me see. Bradley Peggy said, looking at your setup at the moment, are you currently on a live trade on EU from that supply zone, or is it a sell limit? It's a live trade. It has triggered, and then it is not doing much for now, right? It is a live trade, been in that trade since Tuesday, and it has been moving sideways, getting close to the demand area. But then that demand area, I've been expecting it to break out, but it has been ranging and ranging and ranging. And whatever happens next, I would accept it. Any trade you take, you would accept a loss even before it occurs. That will help you to be in the right state of mind. That will help you to ensure that your emotions is well balanced. Because if you cannot stomach a loss, that means that your risk management, your volume, your lot size is much larger than it should be for that trading account, right? Always make sure that your lot size, your volume is based on your trading account size. If not, if it's too large, you have a loss, you could wipe out probably like 10% or 20% or 50% of your account balance, or even wipe out all your accounts at the end of the day. Okay, thank you, Cecile Spender. Sorry guys, if I don't pronounce your name properly, I'm so sorry. Cecile Spender said, Malaysia here, awesome, Malaysia in the building. As I always say, we have people from different parts of the world. It's always good for us to say where we're from, and then we'll acknowledge you, we'll greet you. How's Malaysia doing today, by the way? Awesome. I'm sure Malaysia is doing splendid. right? And then we have Edwin Connor. Edwin Connor said, I'm from Dubai. Awesome. Dubai is beautiful. I haven't been to Dubai yet, unfortunately, but it is definitely on my bucket list and I should be there sooner than later, right? And Singapore, Jeremy Comey, Singapore here, awesome. I love the fact that we're all now, discussing where we're from, which is good. And you can see that Trading Live, this platform, Trading Live, is connecting us all from different areas. It's connecting us from the likes of Singapore, connecting us from Dubai, connecting from Malaysia, connecting from Canada, connecting us from the UK, from the United Kingdom, Europe, and so on, right? And that is good. Okay, I can see Bradley Peggy just said something. I'm going to read that out again, what Bradley Peggy just said. So guys, let us know where you are connecting to us from, and then also let us know if you have any instrument of choice you want us to have a look at. If you want us to have a look at any instrument, let us know and we will look at it together and then give you our own opinion on it based on supply and demand. I repeat, based on supply and demand, which happens to be a very big, important aspect of the business. Okay, let me read what Bradley Peggy just said. Bradley Peggy said, oh, wow, EU is not moving well because of the range, and whatever the outcome is, it is just one trade. We move to the next one. Of course, we move to the next one. And of course, let's even quickly take a peep at what EU is doing now. Let me clean this up. I hope you guys understand what I've talked about based on this Bitcoin. This is a follow-up to the trade that we took, where we had about 7 hours. We had a reward of 7, which is you risk 1, and then you have a reward of 7, meaning that one that you're risking could be 1% or a 7% returns, or it could be 20 pips. Your 20 pips could represent 1 for 140 pips, right? Which could represent your 7. So that is the risk to reward ratio from the Bitcoin that we took earlier on Tuesday, and it closed yesterday for 7 hours. So let's quickly take a peep at the Euro USD and see whether we've been knocked out or whether we're still in. You can see we're still in and it's still struggling there. We're going to leave it. And this one, you can see it is in little profit now. If you are still not sure or you are using risk that is too high and is allowing your heart to beat very fast, then I would just suggest you close part of it or you close it all and let the market do its thing without you. Because trust me, if your heart beat keeps on racing every time you move into a negative position, a negative loss, which is floating, by the way, trust me, your lot size volume is not in the right proportion. And that's why I would always say that minimize your losses and then maximize your profit accordingly. Remember, we said as a disclaimer that this business carries a high level of risk, and the best thing for you to do is to always ensure that you minimize your losses and then you maximize your profit accordingly. Okay, so guys, if you have any instruments on the radar, let us know. We just talked about the Bitcoin too, the Euro JPY. This is the Euro JPY here in front of us. And you can see without a no-brainer, you can see that the trend has been to the upside. And that means that for you to be a buyer on this chart, you're looking forward to demand. These are the demand areas, the most recent demand areas that we have here. This one, it did not quite get to the demand area. It has not quite gotten to the demand area. But if it gets to the demand area, then it is good to go for longs. It is good to go for buy. Take it back to the highest of this week over here. All right, so clearly you can see that the Euro JPY has been bullish, and as it has been bullish, you are looking forward to buying. And where are you supposed to buy? You are supposed to buy at the area of demand. You should always have your step-by-step formula, more or less. As an example, first thing you should need to do, step 1, you check the calendar, check the news, that's step 1. And then step 2, you check your charts for the trend, check your charts for the direction, which is the directional bias, that's step 2. And then step 3 should be what do you want to do on that chart? Like this one here is an uptrend and you want to buy. The directional bias is uptrend and you want to buy, right? Which is what you want to do. Now, where do you want to do that thing? You want to buy at the area of demand. So you must have your step-by-step process or formula that you're using to approach the market. Don't just approach the market without having a plan. A plan. Now, let me ask you guys this question, and if you can answer, that would be good. Do you guys have a trading plan? Do you have a trading plan? And it would be good for you to answer with yes, I have a trading plan, or no, I do not have a trading plan. Please write it in full. You can write yes or no, but I just want to be sure that when I read it, I know exactly what you're saying yes or no to. Yes, I have a trading plan. No, I don't have a trading plan. Because I can tell you for a fact that a lot of traders today, they do not have a trading plan. I repeat, a lot of traders today, they do not have a trading plan. Or if they have a trading plan, they are not following that plan. A plan is a guideline. A plan is a set of rules that you need to religiously follow, right, in order to place trades at the end of the day. Okay, I can see a few comments over here. We have Jesse Lucius said, let's analyze AUD/USD. I have lost a lot on that pair this year. Oh, wow. Okay, so for Jesse, we're going to do that. Jesse, let us also know where you are connecting to us from. So we're going to look at the AUD/USD. Do you have any time frame you want us to look at AUD/USD? What time frame? Beautiful. You can see Uriah Robin said, yes, I have a trading plan. Beautiful. Make sure you follow your trading plan from the beginning to the end. Max Hodgson said, yes, I have a trading plan. This is what has helped me all this time. Can you see what Max said? Max, let's know where you're also connecting to us from. So Max said, yes, I have a trading plan. This is what has helped him all this time. Guys, if you want your trading to go smoothly, if you want your trading to go according to plan, make sure did you hear what I said? If you want your trading to go according to plan, make sure you have a trading plan. Simple. And this is what has helped Max out. And it is very, very important. As you can see, Quentin Ben said, it is important to have a trading plan. Moses Matthew said, no, I don't. You can see some people have a trading plan. Some people that have a trading plan are following it, while some people that have a trading plan are not following it. While some people don't even have a trading plan. Some people have not even heard about a trading plan before. And I'm telling you, you can see we're talking about supply and demand. This is live trading session. So it's a live trading session. Of course, we're talking about things that would help you to improve. For you to have a trading plan, which is going to help you, to guide you, to show you the ropes of how you're supposed to be trading on a daily basis, it comprises of knowing your instruments that you're going to be trading, knowing the type of trader that you are, knowing the time frame you're going to be using, knowing the risk. That's why it's called a plan. Just like in football, soccer, or whatever sports, they always have a plan of how they're going to play. They always have a plan at the end of the day. Okay, beautiful. So with that said, I repeat, with that said, let us continue with what we have. I want us to look at the AUD/USD for Jesse. I hope I'm pronouncing your name well, Jesse Lucius. So AUD/USD, do I have that open? Let me check on here. Do I have it open? Okay, I do not have it open. What I'm going to do, and you did not give me the time frame, so I'll just stick to the 1 hour time frame. I like the 1 hour time frame a lot. It can easily be used for either the intraday or swing trading type of trading. Basically, it's in the middle of all the time frames that you can see over here. You have M1, M5, which is 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, all the way to 1 month time frame. So I'm going to click on AUD/USD, drag it into the chart, and then release, and it changes to what we have in front of us. Now, don't forget this AUD/USD also, it is following what we have based on the dollar, right? If you remember, the dollar, as we've been saying, the dollar has been ranging as well. I repeat, the dollar has been ranging, and that's why you can see this range over here on the AUD/USD. This is the first thing that catches our attention, the range this week. I repeat, the range this week, the market movement this week has been sideways. When as much as it has been sideways, I repeat, as much as it has been sideways, right, which you can see over here, we have an area here. I'm going to just show this area here. We have this area here of demand, right? We have this area here of demand over here, and then we have this area here of, you can call this your area here of supply. But if you look at what is happening now, right, which is also similar to the Euro/USD, similar but slightly different in the sense that Euro/USD is ranging, AUD/USD is ranging, as you can see. If we move over to Euro/USD, you can see it is ranging, still ranging, by the way, and AUD/USD is also ranging. As it is ranging, you are using the dollar index, you're using the DXY, right? And you find out on your broker. If you guys need any information on broker, I could always recommend a broker for you to make use of. Good broker, reliable broker, gone through the test of time, good to go and all. I'm not saying other brokers are not good, but it's the one I have worked with for a while that I can always recommend. And that's the one that I'm also trading with live. I trade live with a couple of accounts as well. And also, as my background, for those that do not know or can't remember, I always tell you a bit about myself. I'm originally from Nigeria, but now living in British Columbia in Canada, right? That is BC in Canada, the province BC. And back in Nigeria, I happen to have worked for a few brokers like FXTM, Forex Time, and also Hot Forex, now rebranded to HFM. The HFM still carries those initials, Hot Forex Market, HFM, Hot Forex Market. So in my time as a financial market analyst for brokers, and also doing this thing, spreading the gospel, explaining the business to everybody how to place trades accordingly, right? I've noticed that traders have the same problem back to back. They don't understand the strategy. They don't understand how to calculate risk. They don't even have a trading plan, which should be the first thing. You'd always have a plan. Every day you must have a plan of what you're going to do for that day. Oh, today I'm going to go to the store. Tomorrow I'm going to go to this place or that place, and so on. You must always have a plan for what you're going to be doing. So once again, this is the AED USD that Jesse Lucius said we should look at, and said he has been having lots and lots of losses for the year. As you've been having losses, have you been paying attention to the dollar? Because the USD, I repeat, the USD is the major driving force for the majors, which happens to be AED USD as one of them. So in this area here, you can see this area here we said is meant to be our area of supply. We should be looking forward to selling. We can see this big candle. This big candle is as a result of the news that came out about an hour ago. UK time, it came out at 1:30 p.m. I repeat, at 1:30 p.m. And that news was what? It was bad for the dollar, and that's why the AED USD seems to be appreciating. So if you're looking forward to selling here, you need to be careful with this. I repeat, if you're looking forward to selling there, you need to be careful with it. The same thing with the Euro USD. You can see Euro USD has been moving sideways, and we have already accepted the outcome even before it has done its thing. So trading, you're going to have losses. It is not a cost. It is part of the business. In this business, there are bound to be losses. It is for you to always ensure that your losses are minimal. So let me scroll down. I don't know whether Jesse mentioned a particular time frame. I'm just using the 1 hour time frame to do this analysis. Let me scroll down and see the remaining comments I have here. Okay, I can see Jesse Lucius said, I am from London. Awesome, beautiful. I have siblings in London, UK. I should be there hopefully later this year, right? Probably before summer ends. So maybe you could always reach out and we could see how we can meet up for tea and biscuits. Yeah, tea and biscuits for the UK, right? And he said 1 hour time frame is what I want us to analyze. Beautiful. So this is the 1 hour time frame that we have in front of us. And the best thing to do for me on this AED USD is nothing. Remember we said this is the area to watch. This will be the area that you should be able to jump in on sell over here. But for me, it is just a bit too messy. But then if you're going to jump in over here, we're going to enter over here as we have in front of us. Make sure that you have the right entry trigger. The entry trigger could be like a chart pattern, or it could be probably price action candlestick pattern, the likes of the engulfings or hammers or dojis. Or dojis might not really be a strong candle to make use of, because doji happens to be an indecision candle, or it could be hammer or pin bands or whatever gives you that good trigger here to take it down. Let's see how that goes. By the end of the day, the market has been sideways, and sideways simply means that nobody truly is in control. The buyers are not in control, the sellers are not in control until we break out from this area here, or we break out from this area here, either of the two. Okay, so we have looked at the AED USD from 1 hour time frame for Jesse Lucius. Okay, okay, beautiful. I'm just scrolling down. I see Jesse said, yes, it is 1 hour. I said so. Okay, beautiful. And let's see the remaining. Nathaniel Ragland said, what is the difference between supply resistance and order block? I have been trying to wrap my head around it. Order block, let me put it this way. Order block, I'm not really conversant with that, but I'll tell you this for a fact. They are all very, very similar, right? When it comes to the order block, a block is more or less an area or zone or level. The same thing with supply. That's why you would always, at the end of the day, you would always hear traders say an area or level or zone. So whether you call it supply or you call it resistance or whatever you want to call it, it is still an area or zone or level. Let me clean what I have up on this chart, and then let me just try to explain this to you when it comes to the area levels or zones based on support. I'll talk about this based on support and resistance. And let me move over to my whiteboard. Let's have cleaner space. Let's move on to our whiteboard to explain this to everybody. So now that we are on our whiteboard, I'm going to do something. I'm going to explain the price movement as price is moving up. As price is moving up in this manner, as it moves up in this manner, and then it moves in this manner again, clearly you can see that it is an uptrend. So as an uptrend, I'll call this here support. This is the support. This is the resistance. And then I'll call this demand. This is a demand area. So the support is for buying. The demand is for buying as well. So I'll call this here where it is now. I'll call this resistance, right? This is resistance. Here, when price broke out this area, it later turned to support. So I'll put a small s here. Now, as price is coming back down, price will come back to the area of support here based on this area here, and then it could push higher. Or price will come back to the area of demand, right? Back to the area of demand here and then push higher. So that simply means that support, also known as demand, support and demand, they're similar, but still different as well. They're similar in the sense that you use both of them for buying, right? And they're different in the sense that where you find them is very key, very, very important. So you can see based on its support and based on its demand, you will know where to enter the market. So if you are entering at support, make sure you have your entry trigger, because at times the price could fail at the support, but then go to the demand and then it works. The demand is a good one because after the demand, there's nothing below. There's nothing to look out for below after the demand. And that's why most times, based on this support and demand, which is for buying, right? Based on support and demand, I would always give more preference to the demand. Oops, I didn't draw that well. I would always give much different preference, rather, sorry for the English. I'll give more preference to the demand area than the support area. Now, with that said, let's cross back to the chart, right? That was just quickly to explain to you that, because I get that a lot. And if you remember, I said something that this is meant to be a trading session. It's a trading session and not a training session. I repeat, a trading session and not a training session, meaning that if you want to learn more about the business, how to go about the business the proper way, I have a training course. I repeat, I have a training course that you can subscribe to. I can drop the link in the description, in the comment section. I can drop the link there. You can subscribe to. This course is just $197, which is approximately $200. And if you subscribe to it and you chat me up on my Instagram and you just subscribe to it, I'll give you a bonus. I repeat, I'll give you a bonus if you subscribe to it. It covers everything you need to know about how to look at the market, the fundamentals, technicals, trade management, risk management, trading plan based on the psychology of trading psychology. I'm just most I've heard about trading psychology at the end of the day. And trading psychology is very big and very, very important. Let me scroll down through the comments I have. Sorry, let me just quickly scroll down through the comments. I think I have a lot of comments now, and I try to read as much as possible. So if you look at the comments I have now, let me just start from here. Okay, sorry, I can see from another feed, Adams Ayambere said from Ghana is having issues with his network and is still holding the GBP JPY. We'll try and look at that now, and time permitted, we'll try and see the USD JPY and GBP card that you mentioned now, right? So let me just go through the comments I have here. Nathaniel Raglan said, okay, what's this difference? Okay, we just answered that now. Moses Matthew said, I'm from Nigeria as well. Awesome. Good to have fellow brethren here. And I happen to be in Canada now, by the way. So Moses Matthew, how is trading? Let me know as well how your trading is, how long you have been trading for. Chad Horace said, true, the US dollar index is a major indicator for AUD USD. Thank you. I love the fact that as we are having this discussion, we're all in agreement with most of the stuff that we're talking about. As I said earlier, I can say I'm just scrolling through the comments. I'll try and flip down fast because I have a lot of comments that I haven't gone through, right? So you can see that chart Horace said through the US dollar is a major indicator for AUD USD, and chart is in agreement with that. And it is simply because it is what it is. And that's why for my company, CSA Forex, which stands for Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading, and my website is www.csaforex.com, right? So with that said, you can check me out, check the website. I believe there's something free for beginners over there. There's a free video that you can quickly subscribe to and watch. It's about an hour. It talks about all the key areas that you need to know. And let me see. Zenobia Road said, honestly, having a trading plan cannot be overemphasized. It has to be reiterated every day. Beautiful. Thank you, Zenobia Root. You can see that Zenobia Root is also in agreement with what we said earlier with respect to the trading plan. Thank you. It cannot be overemphasized. Without a trading plan, if you fail to have a trading plan, then just plan to fail. There's a statement that goes that, something like that. Okay. Ruby Catherine said the news came out a bit bearish for USD, although I'm not bullish on other pairs, right? Ruby Catherine, you know the news as well, when it comes out, it is just for that period, but we have the long-term view as well. So let's see how it plays out as well. Zeke Hill Bell, sorry if I'm murdering your names, apologies. Said thanks for the detailed explanation. Cyril Amelia said, hoping market will be good tomorrow. Let's see how tomorrow goes. Jesse said, I would like the tea and biscuits. Yes, let's see how it goes. I have, I'm looking at August, sometime in August, probably before summer ends. I hopefully should be in London. I should have a program there as well. So I should also be visiting families there as well. So as long as we continue to communicate, I'll give you my Instagram handle shortly as well. You have my website, www.csaforex.com. So you can reach out to me there as well. So we'll see how the tea and biscuit works out, right? Somebody say you are very experienced. Well, I'm experienced, but well, I'm still learning, more or less. Let's see. Morgan Hopkins said that point is good, but it needs good confirmation they can use or use other blocks. Yes, levels are always good, areas are always good, other blocks are always good, zones are always good, but you need confirmation, as you said, confirmation with respect to chart patterns or maybe price action candlestick patterns or whatever the case might be. Cora Jerome said, even GBPUSD has me on my nerves. GBPUSD too is sideways. We talked about the GBPUSD as well this week. This is it over here. We talked about it this week. You can see we have this sideways action as well on the GBPUSD this week, and that is thanks to the dollar. If you remember, we said something, and somebody, I think Chad, agreed that the dollar is a major indicator, is a major driving factor for the rest of the majors. Do you have any recommended books? Not really. Out of the top of my head, I can't really think of any for now. There are other books you can always read for general. Depends on what you're looking out for, by the way. Is it something on psychology? Is it something on strategy? Is there different books that you can? I just want to recommend any book. Okay, then Zenobia said, true, you can see a live example on Euro GBP, a key level for demand on 0.880. This is Euro GBP here, 0.880. That should be somewhere around here. Beautiful. I think we're on the same area here. Your 0.88 area matches with this demand here, as you can see. So it's a stock in the middle here and ranging as well. Let me quickly breeze through this. Can you use demand and supply on areas like bank levels and psychological levels? Yes, you can. Supply and demand can be used on anything. Bernal Bartlett said, I couldn't agree more on that. Beautiful. More educators can be used for both trend following and counter trend. Yes, you can. Now, whatever strategy you are conversant with, whatever strategy that is out there under the sun, right? You can use it to be a trend trader or a counter trend trader. The choice is yours. I always prefer to be moving with the trend at the end of the day. Let's see. How do you know that an acting demand is strong enough for a bounce? You don't really know is until it gets there and gives you the reaction. This is from the reaction that you know, right? If it's going to bounce from there or break it. And also pay attention to news. If you have news around that corner, be careful as it could easily break it. Sorry, a lot of comments over here, and I try my best to always keep up with the comments. I prefer looking at comments than even talking about chats, because it's your comments that will lead us to talk about this or talk about that will help every other person at the end of the day. Let's see. Rupert Rutherford can identify potential areas where stop loss orders may be placed. So nice. Okay, good. That's good to know. Demand and supply points are like the market's breathing. Of course, they're like bus stops. I call them bus stops. That's coming from Rachel Raphael. Demand and supply points are like the market's breathing. I call them bus stops because the price must always stop somewhere in order to continue in that journey, or the price must always reverse, pull back to a particular place to continue that journey, depending on what you're looking at, how you're looking at it as well. Guy Young, thanks for clarifying that out. Gay Road said, can you use demand and supply alone without any indicators and the likes? Yes, 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 and yes. You can use supply and demand. You can see what we have in front of us is supply and demand based on the price trend, based on the price direction. Once you know the price direction is up and you want to buy in that price direction, which is up, then you're looking forward to demand zones. This here on this Euro GBP, if you look very well, it is up. As it is up, you're looking for price to come back to the demand, and so the demand zone over here, you can see price come up to demand and it's pushing higher. So you look at it based on the demand, based on the price trend and all. Let me see. Jesse Lucia says, thanks for the analysis of our Twitter. Okay, thank you too. How do you train your eyes to spot those supply and demand points easily? Well, for me, I'll say experience, but if you want to learn, as I said, I have a course that explains all of this. I also have a mentorship that I run. If you're interested in one-on-one mentorship, right, we can work something out. If you're interested in one-on-one mentorship, we can work something out where I will take you by the hand and explain all of these terms to you. So let me know. I could drop my Instagram handle shortly for everybody to have the Instagram handle. And then I could also drop the link to subscribe to the course I have. It's on the website, by the way, www.csaforex.com. Let me see. Okay, beautiful. I'm almost at the bottom of the comments over here. Paul Ramsden said, oh, now I get it. Awesome. Thank you for telling us your aha moment. Web Fielding said, counter trend trading does not have enough good breaks as trend following ones. Yes, you could say, when you talk about trend trading and counter trend trading, I prefer trend trading because you are going with the trend, you're flowing with the money, you're going with the order flow. You know, we have different terms that people use: order flow, smart money, professional money, whatever the case is. It's all price action. I still term it as price action. Price action, support, resistance, supply, demand at the end of the day. You can keep it simple. You don't need to complicate it too much with too many big terms. You have those talking about the church, you're talking about the, FTRs and a whole lot of other things. Keep it simple. That's how, it works for me. Keeping things simple is always very good at the end of the day. So the final comment I have here from Leona Nichols: if you miss entries at those key points, how do you find other suitable entries so you don't miss the trade? Okay, so if you miss entries, let me clean this up a bit, and then let me show you something. In case this area here does not hold at demand, the next area of demand should be around here, right? Should be around here, just in case there's news that comes out, and as it comes out, it smashes this area and then gradually moves to this area. This will be the next demand for us to jump in on to take it hopefully higher to this point here. And remember, I mentioned Fibonacci. We'll see how we can, maybe next week or another period, another week, we'll put Fibonacci into the mix, and then you'll be able to see that Fibonacci is very powerful as well as a form of confluence. I like it for confluence and not necessarily as a standalone. So for confluence to be good when it matches or confluences with the likes of support, resistance, or supply demand, right? So quickly before we round off for Mr. Adams, let's see the GBP card. Talked about GBP card. So look at GBP card for you before we call it today. So I don't have GBP card open up here, but I'm just going to look for GBP card here. GBP card. Where's GBP card? Let me look at GBP card here. Once I find GBP card, how beautiful this GBP card here, the pounds card, I'll drag it in and we'll look at what we have in front of us. Now, looking at what we have in front of us, first of all, from this hourly time frame, I don't know whether it's hourly time frame you want us to look at, but clearly I see these areas here as supply areas here. These are supply areas here that I can tell from here. And then when it comes to demand, I have a demand over here, right? And if that one doesn't hold, I have another demand over here and up. So from what I have in front of me, price seems to be approaching these areas here of supply. You can see it's approaching this area here of supply. As it's approaching here, you can see it seems to be running away from that area, but I need more confirmation. I need more confirmation in the sense that will it give us like a trigger over here, a bearish trigger, a bearish engulfing, or a bearish hammer, bearish pin bar, whatever the case might be, to jump in on a sell on this pounds card. And you can see you've had a long run to the upside, and it's going to the upside, it's creating these demand areas here. So if you get your entry over here to sell, you get your entry here to sell, look forward to price getting to this demand, and they want to know whether the demand would hold. For you to know whether the demand will hold or not, it has to do with how price reaction, how we react to that area. And if you have news around the corner, make sure also that you are careful, because news could easily smash through that area and then it could act as a reverse and then drop further down. So knowing how price moves, price movement is ultimate. When you say price movement, that is price trend, price direction, which is ultimately price action. So when we talk about price action will help us to identify support and resistance. Price action will help us to identify supply and demand. Price action will help us to identify other blocks. Price action is king. Price action is what we should be focusing on, and not even indicators or tools and so on. It's all about price action. What we have in front of us is like a language that a lot of traders do not understand. But once you understand this language, you are good to go. We're rounding up now within the next 1 minute or 2 minutes. And for us to round up, as we've just talked about these pounds cards, I'm going to drop in the comment section. I'm going to drop the link for the course for those that might be interested. The link is this over here. As you can see, I just dropped it. I'm going to drop the link also for the website, or the website csaforex.com, just in case you don't understand the spelling. So that is it, csaforex.com. That is the website that you have over there. Let me clean up this chart, and then let me just quickly switch over to the slides over here as we're rounding up, so you can easily get my Instagram handle. So this is the Instagram handle now. You can see the Instagram handle is CSA Forex. And you can also follow the YouTube channel CSA Forex as well. So guys, if you're interested in like a one-on-one mentorship, right, where I'll hold you by the hand for a 1 month duration, where you have access to the video course materials, you have access to me as well for the 1 month duration, where we'll be chatting and we'll be sharing charts together. More or less, we're going to be trading together. Then if you're interested, reach out to me via the Instagram handle. Follow me on the YouTube channel as well. Let's see what we can do for you. And as I said, if you subscribe to that course, right, which is going for $197, once you do that, chat me up on Instagram or you just subscribe to it, and I'll give you a bonus. I'll give you something in addition to that that would help you as well. We could have a quick one-on-one session where we talk about the issues you're having as a trader. Are you over trading? Are you revenge trading? Are you having too many losses because you're not using stop loss? You don't know how to set stop loss, or maybe your stop loss keeps on getting hit, right? Whenever you set it and then it goes in your favor without you, or are you using the wrong volume, wrong lot size that is causing losses and so on? And then we'll see what we can do for you, right? So this is my handle, Instagram. You can chat me up on Instagram at CSA Forex. Follow me on YouTube channel. If you're interested in the course mentorship, reach out to me as well. Let me just quickly brush through the quick comments that we have here before we call it a day, as we are rounding up now. Yes, indeed, we are rounding up now. I want to say thank you guys for joining me today, and it will be till next week before we meet up again. So if you're still trading, make sure you trade safely, right? We still have news for the dollar coming out tomorrow. Eric Pritz said, Tomorrow is a news day, so I expect it to make big moves in terms of pounds. Well, let's see how it goes. Yes, indeed. We have news tomorrow for the pounds. Not only the pounds, we also have news tomorrow for the dollar. And we will have news for euros. We have news tomorrow for euros, for pounds, and then for the dollar as well. So we'll see how the market reacts to the news tomorrow. But so far, so good. The market has been ranging, has been moving sideways at the end of the day. Okay, so I want to say thank you guys for joining me. It has indeed been an awesome one. As we run up now, you can always reach out to me. As you can see, the Instagram handle, chat me up if you're interested in one-on-one. If you subscribe to the course for $197, chat me up and I'll give you a bonus as well. Follow me on the YouTube channel. You can find me at CSA Forex. We do some live sessions there as well. We also post some general information there with respect to how to use the price alert on the chart, how to look at your charts from different angles, how to draw support and resistance using different aspects. You can check me out there as well. And anything you need, let us know. So I want to say thank you. Thank you also to Trading Live for this platform and also sharing this information, this much needed information with everybody. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys. Trade safely, trade with a stop loss, of course, and then make sure your risk management is good to go. Calculate your volume, your lot size accordingly to your account balance. So thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day and goodbye from me, Tolu, here in BC, Canada, to you in your own location. Thank you and see you same time, most likely next week. Cheers.